Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk fired the social media giant's top 3 executives.
Elon Musk has been destroying Twitter, and users are not happy. I am going to tell you why he is doing the things he is doing, and how it may affect you in the long run. But before I can do that, we have to go back to October 27th, 2022. Elon had just bought Twitter for $44 billion and started making changes immediately. He started by firing 3 of Twitter's top executives and promising to get rid of 75% of the staff. He also formed a content moderation council, which decides who can and cannot be on Twitter. He did this with reason, though. Elon wanted to enforce the First Amendment. This is actually the reason he bought Twitter in the first place. Before he bought Twitter, he said, "I invested in Twitter as I believe in its potential to be the platform for free speech around the globe." Although Elon had good intentions, people instantly began to take advantage of Twitter's lack of moderation. Hate speech rose by almost 61%. Racial slurs were being thrown around in comments and nothing was being done about it. As a matter of fact, Elon denied that there was an increase in hate speech at all. That was until Kanye went on his anti-Semitic run. Kanye started using his massive platform to spread hate around the world, and it was at this point that Elon decided to make a change. Kanye was banned from Twitter, and only one question remained. What took so long for Twitter to make a change? Well, the truth was, Elon succeeded. He was able to get rid of 75% of employees, just as planned. This caused a delay for all issues that Twitter thought to be minor. Now I think it is time I tell you why Elon is getting rid of most employees. It isn't because they aren't good workers or they did something wrong. It is for the simple fact that Twitter isn't profitable. That's right, a company with 60 million users isn't profitable. But why? Well, Twitter has a lot of expenses. For a website to have 60 million users, you need to store a lot of data. That means you need a lot of servers. One server for a company the size of Twitter costs around $210,000 a month. And as I said, Twitter needs a lot of servers. This is just one of Twitter's many expenses. But another major expense for Twitter is, or I guess now I should say was, people. Elon thought that Twitter had far too many employees, so he acted on it by getting rid of them. Many people don't like that idea, the idea of Elon firing employees. They think that the richest man in the world shouldn't be focusing on making Twitter profitable. They think he has enough money. They think it's greedy. To these people, I ask you, if I took 50% of your life savings and then promised to take 3% more every year, what would you think? You wouldn't be too happy. Elon spent $44 billion on a company that is losing $3 billion a year. His goal isn't to make money, at least not yet. His goal is to just not lose $3 billion a year. To me personally, that seems pretty reasonable, and getting rid of employees is just his first step in the right direction. As you can see, money has been the driving force behind Elon Musk's decision-making at Twitter. This is why you may now know people that pay $8 a month for a blue checkmark next to their name. Before this subscription feature, 90% of Twitter's income came from advertisers. Advertisers that could no longer be relied on. When news broke that Elon was going to acquire Twitter, advertisers took a step back. They wanted to see how things would play out. They were worried that their ads may receive backlash or may not be effective. And although Twitter is receiving a lot of backlash, we'll never know how the ad world would have played out at the beginning of Elon's acquisition. This caused Twitter to start losing even more money, though. Aside from the layoffs, there have been other methods used to reduce spending. Some of these methods are very questionable. I mean, why should an employee have to work at a smelly office with no toilet paper? I'll get back to that, but first, let me go back to the expensive servers I was telling you about. Twitter had 3 top expenses: people, servers, and rent. Now that the people were gone, it was time to eliminate some server and rent costs. One data center was shut down, saving millions of dollars for Twitter. And although there has been one Twitter outage since, it seems to have been a good decision. Twitter also stopped paying rent at some of their offices, and they are literally waiting to be evicted. The office I want to focus on is in Seattle. Since Twitter was getting evicted from the office, they no longer needed janitors. So just like everyone else, they got fired. The funny part about this is that people still worked at the Seattle office, and they plan to until they get evicted. With no janitors, the bathrooms don't get cleaned. The trash builds up, and what most people are complaining about, toilet paper doesn't get changed. There are people in Seattle right now going into their office at Twitter every day for work with rolls of toilet paper stuffed in their bag because they know when they get to work, there won't be any. And let's be honest, that's kind of funny, but it does suck for them. I mean, come on, think about it. The richest man in the world has people bringing in toilet paper to work. That's hilarious. Anyway, putting the toilet paper issue aside, I want to ask you a question. Do you think Elon really is destroying Twitter? Or do you think he is just a man with good intentions creating short-term issues that will result in a long-term improvement?